Hi friends, this lesson is called Making Connections. By the end of this video, you should be able to say, I can explain how two different things are related. So, finding connections. What does the word connection even mean? Well, a connection tells you how things are related, how they're the same in some way. Go ahead and say the word connection. Good job. All right, let's practice finding connections. So here we have a cute little kitty and an adorable little squirrel. Let's talk about how they're connected, or how they're the same. The first thing I came up with was brown. They both have some kind of brown on their bodies. Do you agree? Good job. That's one way they're connected. Another thing I came up with was fur. They both have fur on their bodies to give them warmth. Another connection I found was pointy ears. Look at those squirrels' pointy ears. The cat has two pointy ones as well. I also said they both have a tail. Not every animal has a tail, so that's a good observation for these two in particular. And then finally, I put the word white. That's because they both have white fur on their bodies at some point. Some's on their feet and some's on their belly. Good job. You did a nice job making connections with me. Let's find some more. Here we have a dolphin and the swimmer. Go ahead and press pause. I want you to think of a couple connections, and then you can press play to see mine. Okay, did you think of a couple ways they're connected? I kind of come up with a lot for these two. I did say that they use their whole body in the water. If you see, that dolphin's using his whole body to swim around. And the human is too. Their whole body helps them to swim. And of course, I also said they're connected because they're in the water. You can't really have a dolphin or someone in a bathing suit splashing around on the sand, can you? No. So they're definitely connected because they both use the water. And finally, I would say their biggest connection is that they're both swimmers. Ooh, Candyland and Chutes and Ladders. Well, how are these two connected? I want you to go ahead and press pause and think about at least two ways they're connected or how they're the same. All right, you ready? Now I came up with they're very colorful. They're both board games. They have a spinner that you spin and you can go different spaces. It's a kids game. Candyland is for kids and Truth and Ladders is also for kids. And also, of course, they're both very, very fun. So that's how they're related. That's the way that they're connected. Okay, here we have a flamingo and an ostrich. Now, how are they connected? What do they have in common? Yep, they both have some kind of pink. They each have a long neck. They don't just have a long neck, they also have long legs. Totally. Also, they're birds. That's their biggest connection. They're both a different type of bird. And then finally, since they're birds, they all have, you've got it, feathers. Good job. All right, friend, now it's your turn to think of some connections. For this, I'm going to go ahead and read this good story. It's about picking apples and then picking pumpkins. And I want you to think of two connections between picking apples and picking pumpkins. How are they related? All right? When you're done with this video, you're going to seesaw and tell me two ways picking apples is related to picking pumpkins. Here we go. Apples and pumpkins are picked in the fall. They both grow all year, getting ready for the fall harvest. Apples grow on trees and pumpkins grow on vines. Both grow on plants. When people go to pick apples, they go to apple orchards and pick the apples out of the tree. They find a ripe apple and twist it off the branch. When people pick out pumpkins, they have to cut the ripe pumpkin off the vine. Most farmers go ahead and cut the vines for the pumpkins for their customers. Okay, I'm going to read that good passage again because remember, when this is done, you need to seesaw me two things that you learned about picking pumpkins and picking apples that makes them related or connected. Here we go. Apples and pumpkins are picked in the fall. They both grow all year, getting ready for the fall harvest. Apples grow on trees and pumpkins grow on vines. Both grow on plants. When people go to pick apples, they go to apple orchards and pick the apples out of the trees. They find a ripe apple and twist it off the branch. When people pick pumpkins, they have to cut the ripe pumpkin off the vine. Most farmers go ahead and cut the vines for the pumpkins for their customers. All right, friend, go ahead and seesaw me 2 ways apples and pumpkins and picking them are related. Good luck, friends.